In ancient time, different communities used different tools for measuring capacity and volume. So there was no common tool to be used to everyone. They used common objects such as jars and pots to measure volume and capacity. Gradually, men found there must be a unique system for measurements to be used worldwide. What are volume and capacity? Look at the following bottles. They all look different. They have different shapes, different heights, different colors, and different liquid inside. But they have one common property. The amount of liquid inside the bottle are same. Each bottle holds 2 liters of liquid. So we see the all bottles have the common property. This property is the amount of space for holding a liquid. This space is called capacity. These bottles have same capacity. Sometimes the amount of liquid inside the jars are same, but the capacities of the containers are not the same. The following cylinders which all have different capacities, but the amounts of liquid inside all the cylinders are same. This amount is called volume. Volume represents the amount of a liquid or how much space the liquid takes up in a container. I hope everybody clear. Now we will talk about finding volume or measuring volume. To find volume, we will use graduated cylinder or graduated beaker. Graduated beaker volume sometimes inaccurate. So finding volume correctly, we need to be use graduated cylinder. Okay. Suppose in your hand a can of water. Pour it into the graduated cylinder without spilling. Now how much water do we have? Let the liquid settle down for some time. Read the lower surface level of the liquid by maintaining the horizontal level of I, that is the volume of the liquid. Take a look, for example, at this picture of a set of 3 coordinate axes. It is not too hard to see this as a picture of 3 arrows pointing in different directions in space. If you just draw 3 straight lines to represent 3 axes, it will look like nothing more than 3 lines in 2D space. The 3 straight lines represents the axis of 3D coordinate system in 3D world. An axis is an imaginary line in space that defines a direction as x, y and z axis. The 3 axis intersection point is called origin. Coordinates are 0, 0, 0. This is known as world coordinate system. The prototypical example of coordinate system is the Cartesian coordinate system. In a 3D space, a coordinate system, which is a unique set of 3 numbers called coordinates, determine the position of a geometric element. 3-dimensional space occupied with the brick can be given by 3 values, that is L along x-axis, B along z-axis, height, h along y-axis. Calculating the volume of irregular solid. Jack and Harry went walking through the garden. Jack picked up a stone and shows to Harry. Jack tells Harry that The stone he is holding has an irregular shape. It is an irregular solid. He wants to find out the volume of this irregular solid. The simplest method to determine the volume of an irregular solid is through the water displacement method. Fill measuring cylinder with some water, then record the initial water level. Next, lower the irregular shape object slowly into the measuring cylinder. Record the final water level in the measuring cylinder. The difference between final water level and initial water level in a measuring cylinder is the volume of the stone. That is 20 centimeter cube. How? 20 ml. 1 ml equal to 1 centimeter cube. Okay, children? That is the volume. Mass and density. What is mass? The mass of an object is the measure of the amount of matter in it. The SI unit of mass is kilogram. Large masses are measured in tons, while small masses are measured in grams or milligrams. Each gram of rice has a mass of about 0.02 milligram each. An apple has a mass of about 40 grams. An elephant near about 4 tons. Mass should not be confused with weight. The mass of a substance depends on the number and size of the particle which make up substance. It cannot be changed by the location and shape of the substance. For example, the mass of this ball played off will remain same no matter what shape we give it. Another example of this: an astronaut goes into shape, his mass remains the same, but his weight decreases due to the change in gravity. Measuring mass. We use a balance to measure mass. A beam balance is still used to give very accurate measurements. However, the electronic balance is fast becoming popular due to its easy handling, high accuracy and easy digital reading. Density. The density of a substance is its mass per unit volume. In mathematically, we can write density equal to mass by volume. If the mass is measured in kg and the volume in meter cube, the density is measured in kilogram per meter cube. Have you ever wondered how such a huge and heavy ship floats on the water? A steel ship floats in the ocean because the steel hull of the ship is hollow and contains a large volume of air. This makes the overall density of the ship lesser than that of seawater. You all must have seen these plastic inflatable toys that floats in pools. These toys are filled with air. The density of air is lower than that of water. This is why that float on water. The density of a substance can be determined using the formula density equal to mass by volume. Using a spring balance and a stone and a piece of twine, tie the stone using twine. Now weigh the stone using the spring balance by looping the free end of the twine to the spring balance and suspended it in vertically. The mass of the stone is 75 grams. Use a stone, a piece of twine and 50 ml water and 100 ml measuring cylinder. Tie the stone using the twine. Immerse the stone in cylinder. Holding the free end of the twine, the water level goes up to 78.8 ml. The density you can find out by the formula density equal to mass by volume. See the calculation. How do we know whether an object in motion is traveling faster or slower than another object? Consider two objects, object 1 and object 2, both moving along the same path. Just by looking at the motion, can you tell me which one of them moving faster? Clearly, this one is moving faster. In comparison with object 1, object 2 keeps lagging behind. Hence, we say that speed of object 1 more than the speed of object 2. Speed is that physical quantity which tells us how fast something is moving. How do we define it? In order to know the speed of an object, there are just two things we need to know. First, the distance traveled by an object in motion. And second, the time it takes to complete that distance. Consider a car moving in a straight road. It is in rectilinear motion. Suppose the time it takes to reach the other side is 30 seconds. Now consider another car which is similar to the first one. It's also moving in a straight line path. The chasing first one. The time taken to the red car to cover the same length of the road is 40 seconds. The blue car covered the path length 30 seconds while the red car covered the same path length in 40 seconds. Which one of them moving with greatest speed? By intuition we can say that the blue color car was moving greater speed than red color car because the blue color car covered the same distance in lesser time. Let the path length is 420 meter. Path length means distance travelled by the car in the given amount of time. So we can find out the ratio. See red color and blue color. Total distance upon time taken. That is the ratio. You will get a 10.5 meter per second. Other one is 14 meter per second. Yes, speed is distance over time. Since this ratio is greater than this, or it means that the blue color car travelled with the greatest speed. Meter per second is the one of the unit of speed. Another one is kilometer per hour. These are the main concepts in this chapter.